tremendous challenge to come in here and win this thing. Different track, different distance, different crowd, different tension.
3, 2, 1, ready, ready, set, go.
Having come here with horses in the past, it gives you an idea that this race is every bit as important as the Derby.
3, 2, 1, ready, ready, set, go.
From the clubhouse to the infield, it is quite the occasion.
These are the races that everybody wants to be in. There's only one way to win it. There's a lot of ways to lose it.
The connection is real. The dream is real. And when you're able to just live in the moment, there's nothing like it.
3, 2, 1, ready, ready, set, go.
So few events in American sports have 147 editions, and this is Preakness 147. It's been a very hot day of temperature in the 90s throughout. Hottest day of 2022. Sun has seen its apex, now starting to set a little bit, so it's cooled it off a bit as the horses are making their way back towards the starting gate to go here the distance in the Preakness. Epicenter has been the favorite, like Epicenter was the favorite in the Kentucky Derby. Will go off as the favorite here at 7-5, and there you saw the rest, including Secret Oath, the filly, the second choice. Jerry, thoughts on Epicenter as we get ready to watch the race for the Preakness?
So jockey Joel Rosario has options with Epicenter. I don't think he'll be on the lead, but I think he needs to ask him out of there, push on his neck a little bit when the gate opens, and then carefully judge as he goes by the stands the first time how much horse he wants to use, trying to get over and not get hung too wide in the first turn. After that, it's just how the race develops. I think he'll sit on him as long as he possibly can, maybe hopefully till the top of the stretch before he asks him for his best.
Real fascinating about the strategy for the jockeys, given the bias of the track from earlier on and this 9-horse field. Randy, we go back to early voting. Again, this path was used by Chad Brown before to success in winning the Preakness before. Will it happen here again? Cloud computing was that formula, skipping the Derby and pointing to here.
Absolutely. Early voting figures to be the most likely beneficiary of this speed favoring racetrack today and tomorrow if he can get to the front. We know the intent is there because in the walkover we heard Chad Brown say he is aware of the way the racetrack is playing. There's Chad and the owner Seth Klarman to the right, and he believes that this horse will probably set the pace. If he doesn't, if Armagnac is sent hell-bent for leather to get the lead, or Fenwick inside of him, Chad believes that he doesn't necessarily have to be in front, but we don't know that. He's so inexperienced. He's only hit 3 lifetime starts. It's a question mark.
It's the way 3-year-old horse racing goes these days. There's so many uncertainties because there's not a lot of history. Jerry's Secret Oath, we have told you before the story of the filly trying to become the 7th to beat the boys in the Preakness. But we've seen this filly against the boys in the Arkansas Derby and absolutely has the quality to win this race.
Yeah, in that particular race, Mike, a wide trip and an early move for her undoing. She probably could have won with a little better judgment. So Luis Saez is on her now. 2 things he's got to try and do. Save ground in the first turn because he doesn't know in the second turn how wide he's going to have to go. And wait for that move for the final 3 furlongs. If he can do those things and not lose too much ground, I think she's got a huge chance.
And Dwayne Lucas, again, how often can you have the opportunity to be at the top of your sport at age 86, winning the Kentucky Oaks, and 15 days later, a chance to win the Preakness and win his 7th in this American Classic? Simplification is the one, Randy. Maybe less traffic would have helped in the Derby. There will be less traffic starting from the 1 hole and with only 9 horses.
Very interesting options for jockey John Vasquez. There's nobody better in the sport at strategizing exactly what to do. He's seen it all. He's done it all. 2 races back with a different jockey, Jose Ortiz. Simplification was too close to the pace in the Florida Derby for Antonio Sano's trainer's liking. Last start, Kentucky Derby, Sano fought because of circumstances. He wound up farther back. I don't necessarily believe that he was farther back than he needed to be because the pace was so fast. But I love the fact that he was wide around the turns, especially the second turn in Louisville, and now he's got post position number 1. I think that could make up some of the difference between he and Epicenter that we saw in the Kentucky Derby, and he's a much better price right now at 8 to 1.
And part of the ownership group, part of the story that we introduced you to at the Kentucky Derby, Tammy Bobo from Ocala, Florida, in the thoroughbred industry since 2010. Back in 2010, she privately purchased Take Charge Indy, who went on to win the 2012 Florida Derby. Chance to have a much bigger win, a win of a lifetime here for her. The 2, Creative Minister, a horse that we didn't see in the Derby, but we did see on the Derby card, winning the 4th race on the undercard of that day. And Jerry wheels back here with 2 weeks rest for a shot at the Preakness.
Yeah, he got away slowly that day, even though he won. He can't afford to give away anything in this race. So first order of business is break well. And then his jockey Brian Hernandez better hope for a fairly quick pace up front because he is a closer. The faster they go up front, the better his chances. And of course, he's under the radar, so try and avoid a wide trip by slipping through on the rail or between horses.
And Mike, he's never run in a race of this caliber, never run in a stakes race before. Trainer Kid McPeak wrote the quote from Wayne Gretzky. He said, "You can't score a goal that you don't take." Right? Or a shot that you don't take. Something like that.
Can't score a goal in a shot you don't take.
There you go.
So here's your shot. Take it. Donna Brothers, what are you seeing down there?
Well, Mike, you guys have been talking about the heat, and I can tell you that the horses are handling it a lot better than we are. The 7, Armagnac, has been a little bit wound up, and he's been sweating quite a lot. I think mostly just because he got so wound up. The 2, Creative Minister, was really pretty calm and mild-mannered, but did get pretty sweaty throughout the post-parade. But, Mike, I would have expected to see more of that from the horses because it's hot out here. For the most part, they all look great.
All right, Donna, thank you. Donna will wait. The winner will come by. It's 1 mile and 3/16. It's shorter than the Derby. It's a unique length for the race. There you see Skippy Longstock with the 9. So they all load. The longest shot on the board is 17-1. The sentimental choice is Secret Oath. Is this going to be the opportunity for these trainers to get that win an American Classic? With the call of the 147th Preakness to the voice of the Triple Crown, Larry Colmes.
And the favorite Epicenter is moving into the starting gate. That leaves just Skippy Longstocking to complete the line here. He's coming forward, and they're all in line. Ready for the start. They're off in the Preakness. Early voting as expected has early speed and Armagnac too. It's these 2 out to the front. Skippy Longstocking on the far outside. Simplification down toward the rail. Fenwick is in between those 2. Then comes Creative Minister toward the inside. Happy Jack is next. Epicenter taken well off the pace by Joel Rosario. They are second last early, leading the filly Secret Oath, who's last of them all, as they reach for that first turn. The pace is not all that fast. 24.32 seconds for that opening quarter mile. And it's the longest shot of the race in front. Armagnac is the leader as they make their way to the backstretch. Early voting taken to the outside. Now a length back, running in second by 2. Simplification tracks in third. Happy Jack fourth to the outside. Creative Minister is 5th. Epicenter sitting right behind him. 6 lengths behind, right alongside of Skippy Longstocking and Fenwick. Secret Oath is last of them all here. 47 and 2/5 seconds for this half mile as they continue up the backstretch with Armagnac in front, moving for the far turn. Early voting on the outside is second. Armagnac in early voting will take them into the turn 1-2, and Creative Minister is right behind them. Then Simplification. Meanwhile, Epicenter is on the rail, in behind a wall of horses. He's 5 lengths off the lead as they round the far turn. Early voting comes up to the neck of Armagnac and pokes ahead in front. Secret Oath has made her run now, and here she comes from the back of the pack. She has stormed up into 3rd. Creative Minister 4th. Epicenter cuts the corner in 5th, and they're into the stretch. And it's early voting who comes into the final furlong with a 3-length lead. Secret Oath is second. Epicenter is on the rail. Behind them, Creative Minister. Then it's Armagnac. It is early voting reaching for the wire. Epicenter closing on the inside. Early voting, Epicenter. Early voting comes inside and wins it. He wins the Preakness by a length and a half. Epicenter was second, and then comes Creative Minister in 3rd. Simplification was 4th. Early voting was weaving in and out there toward the finish, but he wins the Preakness in 1:54 and 2/5 seconds.
So the pattern repeats 5 years later after Chad Brown for owner Seth Klarman had cloud computing, a successful horse targeted for the Preakness. This year, it happens with early voting, who wins the second leg of horse racing's Triple Crown, taking the Preakness Stakes.
Jockey Jose Ortiz making a great decision early in the race not to go out front with Armagnac, settling early voting early around the first turn, hoping that he would accept that. He's never done that before, and then he patiently waited for the time to make his move. He swerved a little bit in the stretch, but still, clearly the best horse. Big performance by early voting. Great decision by Chad Brown.
Yeah, Mike, Larry Collmus called it. We did see early voting come over a little bit and force Epicenter to alter course just a bit, but he was well clear when he did that. And I don't think you can make any case whatsoever that it changed the outcome of the race. So I think it's a non-event, personally. And it's what we talked about right before the race. Early voting has never been in a scenario where he had to sit behind horses. Chad Brown thought he could, but he didn't know. We didn't know. Nobody knew. It turns out he's just fine at it.
You'll see the weaving a bit better in this head-on shot.
Yeah, you can see Epicenter coming up the inside there and under left-handed urging. Early voting. He's getting tired, and this is what horses do when they start to get tired. They start to wander. And he did come over to the inside there and force Epicenter to come around, but he was clear when he did that.
Jerry, you think that was clean and clear?
Yeah, he was definitely clear. Joel Osorio decided to go outside, and it wasn't that he was forced to. I totally believe that early voting was clearer when he crossed over in front of Epicenter.
Early voting the winner, piloted by Jose Ortiz. Donna Brothers.
Jose, congratulations. I can see that this is a very emotional win for you. You were immediately in tears after the race. Can you just talk about the emotion behind that right now?
Yeah, this is a huge race. It's a dream come true, and it's amazing to share this moment with my family, my mom, my dad. I know they watch me. My wife and my kids are here.
Your first Preakness Stakes win, also a win that you get with Chad Brown, who's one of the people that you've won so many races with. What's it mean to get this win with Chad?
Yeah, Chad and Seth have been very supportive of my career since day one, and they deserve all the credit. They have enough points to run on the Derby, and they pass that. It's very hard to get an owner to pass on the Derby, and they did the right choice by the horse. I don't think he was seasoned enough to run in a 20-horse field, and they proved that they were right today,
You've been on him for all of his starts. Did you see this kind of race inning today?
Yeah, I've been on him since he's a baby, and we always knew he was very talented, but we knew he was going to be a late developer, but he always been very nice, and we've always been very high on him.
And Seth Klarman's 65th birthday. Do you want to wish him happy birthday?
Yeah, congratulations, boss. This is your gift, Happy birthday.
Congratulations. Well done. Kenny?
All right, I'm with the birthday man and just the owner as well, and with the winning trainer, Chad Brown. Gentlemen, congratulations. Chad, I want to ask you first. I think this happened in 1997, about 5 years ago, same thing.
Yeah, we had a similar game plan to come in here, and Jose executed beautiful. Our plan B was if somebody really wanted to go, we can stalk. We've been breezing them in the morning that way, and I just want to say how happy I am to deliver a classic victory. One of my best friends, Seth Klarman, on his birthday today. It's really memorable for me.
The way the pace was setting up, any concerns out there at all for you? Were you challenged early with the speed?
No, I was never worried. Once we had a good target, I actually preferred that. We were fine to go to the lead, but I thought down the backside it was going to take a good horse to beat us, and a good horse did run up on us near the wire, and it was about the only one that could run with us.
Do you think ahead right now? I know you're going to savor the moment.
Yeah, it's so hard. This is like I said, such a memorable win. Seth and Beth Klarman, second Preakness here. Seth, 3 blocks from Baltimore, 3 blocks from the racetrack, excuse me. And it's just beautiful when a plan comes together.
Came together well for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Seth, congratulations as well. As we just heard, I used to walk over here as a kid, I guess, like 3 blocks away.
3 blocks away.
What does this one mean compared to cloud computing 5 years ago?
Cloud computing was a once in a lifetime, and now I have it twice in a lifetime. It's really hard to believe it could have happened. Only with Chad Brown.
Is the plan to wait every 5 years and do this?
Yeah. Yeah. See you in 5 years.
Right around your birthday.
Today is my birthday. The Preakness is always around my birthday. So
this is icing on the cake.
It's so sweet. It's amazing. And great the track looks great. The hospitality is incredible. It's great to be back in Baltimore.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Seth, congratulations. Congratulations, Chad. Mike?
Only fitting a big Baltimore theme to this year's Preakness. Fans come back celebrating the community and this area right around us here, Park Heights. And someone who grew up 3 blocks away is the winning owner here, and for Jose Ortiz as well. His family awaits. You heard, and Donna just saw it right away, all the emotion for Jose. 2017 winner of the Eclipse Award. honored as the outstanding jockey. His brother, Irad Ortiz Jr., won that award the next 3 years. Jose has won an American Classic and winning the Belmont, but he adds the Preakness here. Just the fourth race in early voting's career, and it's one that will be talked about for years to come. Just like cloud computing, the winner of the Preakness 5 years ago ran in and lost the Wood Memorial. Made their first 3 starts at the Aqueduct in New York. Skipped the Derby. Entered the Preakness for a 4th career start. And you're on board with Jose Ortiz. Making the pass at the turn, never to be headed again. And like they did 5 years ago, Chad Brown and Seth Klarman. A celebratory hug. A Preakness victory for the trainer and the owner. It's early voting. First in the polls here, the winner of the 147th Preakness Stakes. A moment to remember forever for Jose Ortiz. Back after this. Chad Brown trainer as they all head to the winner's circle. The other horses go back to their connections, trying to figure out what happened. Epicenter second in the second leg of horse racing's Triple Crown. Secret Oath finishing 4th. Let's go back and see what happened with those horses. Deeper examination in our White Claw race replay. And Randy, why don't you take us back to the start?
There's a couple things, Jerry, that I want to show you using the blimp, the overhead shot. First of all, the 4-horse Secret Oath and the 6-horse Happy Jack. Happy Jack wreaked a little havoc at the start of the race here. Secret Oath gets away okay, then Happy Jack comes over and kind of tightens up Secret Oath there and forces her to steady and take back maybe about a length or so there.
And Jerry, you were watching Epicenter in the 8th.
Yeah, for some reason he didn't show much speed away from the gate, and when you don't get up in those holes, they're going to close on you eventually, and it did right here. Epicenter had to just ease back a little bit off that, and ended up way back, further than he's normally doing.
So after Happy Jack bothered Secret Oath, then he moved over to the inside and sort of squeezed back Epicenter just a little bit.
Key to the race?
To me, this is the key to the race. This is plan B. Armagnac was hustled hard to the early lead. So Jose Ortiz, instead of getting hooked up in a speed duel, even on a speed favoring racetrack, executed Chad Brown's plan B and eased early voting back off the pace. Now the key to it though, the horse has to accept it. Plan B can be fine, but if the horse doesn't like being behind horses, it's all for naught. And the way the horse was trained behind horses in the morning obviously paid off. And to me, that was the winning move early in the race.
And early voting
Yeah, he
comes to the finish line,
swerves
Jerry.
a little bit through the stretch right. Makes it a little tight on Epicenter, but he's well clear of that. No harm, no foul.
And that was our White Claw race replay showing the victory for early voting. It is now official, and we have the payouts at 5-1 early voting with a nice return. $13.40 for the $2 win ticket, $4.60 in place, $3.60 the show. Epicenter, again the favorite, again second for the second Triple Crown race, $282.40. Creative Minister, who won on the Derby undercard, comes back 2 weeks later to finish 3rd. Secret Oath, who won the Oaks, finishes 4th all the way through. And Fenwick, who was the longest shot in the morning line odds, finishes last despite being bet up by a lot of folks who probably were looking for a Rich Strike return strike. For the trophy presentation, Ahmed Fareed.
Thank you, Mike. The party does continue here for the Preakness on the cupola, and we have all the dignitaries with us here today. Belinda Strodek, the president, CEO, chairman of FIRST, along with the mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott here, and the governor of Maryland, Larry Hogan, here to present the trophy to the winning owner, Seth Klarman.
Seth, congratulations. Welcome back to Baltimore. Happy birthday. You and your whole team, what a terrific victory. Thank you. Great to have you. Let me get a round of applause for that.
That is yours. Happy birthday is right for someone who grew up just blocks away here from Pimlico. What does this victory, your second, now mean to you?
Yeah, winning once was like the dream of a lifetime, and winning twice is beyond belief. It's an extraordinary experience. I give all the credit to Chad Brown for getting the horse here and ready to run a big race. And of course, Jose Ortiz did a masterful ride. And it's just great to be back in Baltimore today.
You had the option of running in the Kentucky Derby, enough points to qualify there, chose to skip it and run here. We all see why now, but can you tell us Why? Why was that important to you?
We thought he needed a little more seasoning. The extra rest would help him. He's pretty lightly raced, only 3 races before today. And as it turned out, that was the right call because the pace in the Derby was kind of suicidal, so he would have probably not done that well. So we wanted to do right by the horse, and we're so glad we waited.
Is doing right by the horse sending him to the Belmont here in a few weeks?
I think that probably it's not, that I'm not sure he goes a mile and a half, but Chad and I haven't spoken, and that's Chad's call. But I think he'll develop even more. He's gotten better every single race, so we're hoping to see more of that. Obviously, there's some big races over the summer to choose from.
And your wife Beth here to your side. Is this it for birthday presents? Does it stop right here?
Oh, I don't think so. We'll come up with something else, but this tops it all. Just couldn't think of anything better.
Well, congratulations for the second time. Your colors and your silks will be atop here of the cupola at Pimlico. Mike?
Ahmed, thank you. The painting underway. As you told us earlier, one of the traditions of the Preakness. There's Quadro colors up there. The victory for early voting.
Skip the Belmont. They did not run cloud computing back in the Belmont. They ran him instead at Saratoga in the Jim Dandy and then the Travers. So that's most likely, I think, what we can look forward to for early voting going forward.
And Carmen alluded to it, and Chad will look into it and discuss. The mile and a half of the Belmont is different, and some people say, well, we remember the close of Rich Strike at the Derby. Go the mile and a half, the chance to close it. The Belmont is not a closer's race traditionally, so some folks have thought that, but that's not always necessarily the case, Jerry, as we look ahead.
No, it's not. It's great. It'll be great to see him back there. You're going to have We the People, who won the Peter Pan Stakes, and Todd Pletcher thinks maybe his filly Nest might run in the Belmont, so we might see the filly against the Colts again.
So it'll be interesting, though, to see what Epicenter does, what they do, what Jules and Steve Asmussen does going forward after 2 hard races in the Derby and Preakness.
And second twice. What a great family shot that is. Little family feature Christmas card for the Ortiz family, celebrating with the victory here at the Preakness. Thanks to our entire team, Corey Newmy, our director, Lindsay Shanzer, our producer, rest of our horse racing team, Mike Tirico. Thanks for joining us. So long for the Preakness. See you at the Belmont in 3 weeks. Now the USFL from Birmingham on NBC. And here's Jack Collinsworth.